If there is one thing that us men are literally born to become, it's powerful. What you probably don't realize is that pretty much everything that you're doing already is being done in the hopes that it will give you more power. The job that we get up and go to every single day is supposed to give us money, and we all know that more money is more power. The weights that we lift in the gym are designed to tear down and rebuild our muscles, making us bigger and stronger, which again makes us more powerful. The truth is, powerful men are insanely attractive, and other men instinctively respect these guys, and women can't stop thinking about them. So since you're already doing things every single day to gain more power, let me give you a few simple tips to help you achieve an instant boost in your own personal power. Tip number 1, take advantage of something called the red sneaker effect. For quite some time now, one of the greatest questions of all time is how Mark Zuckerberg is able to get away with wearing a hoodie in environments where all you see is rows and rows of men in suits. And the answer is that it's simple, really. And according to researchers from the Harvard School of Business, in many situations, looking out of place can actually have a positive effect for you. For example, you've probably seen Mark's infamous red sneakers that he frequently wears in professional business settings. Meanwhile, all of the other guys are dressed from head to toe in suits and business attire. The reality is that most people are scared of rejection, so they almost always conform to social norms. So when we see someone like the founder of Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, wearing bright red sneakers to a business meeting, we think to ourselves, that guy must be so powerful and have such a high social status that he doesn't need to conform to the social norms that we all know and follow. But more importantly, by not conforming like everyone else, Mark is telling us that he simply doesn't care what other people think, and that, in and of itself, will make you more powerful. But you have to remember that it's all about moderation. If Mark were to have showed up in a full clown suit, people would have just laughed at him, and he would probably look like a complete idiot. To use the red sneaker effect correctly, all that you have to do is simply choose a small, subtle way to show non-conformity during a social situation where everyone else is conforming, and by doing so, you'll be instantly viewed as a more powerful person. Tip number 2, claiming territory. If you've watched other videos from this channel, you already know that people make snap judgments about other people within something like 100 milliseconds. And as this happens, the brain uses the 5 senses to take in an incredible amount of information, and then it processes that information before our conscious mind even knows what's going on. Included within this gut feeling about someone are assumptions about that person's confidence level, personal power, social status, attractiveness, and many other things. But here's the crazy part. These assumptions aren't always correct. But regardless if they're true or not, the brain perceives them as true until proven otherwise. Because if it didn't, we could be killed. Imagine you went to Africa and went on a tour of the Serengeti. And during the tour, you hopped out of your vehicle to go do your business behind a tree. Now imagine you spotted a giant lion in the bushes 30 feet away, getting ready to pounce on you. You probably wouldn't stop and think to yourself, hey, what if my gut feeling or assumptions are wrong, and maybe this lion just wants to be friends? Humans will basically believe what they see until their assumptions are proven wrong. The way we sit, the way we stand, the way we move are all indicators of how powerful we are as a person. And what most people don't realize is that a large percentage of the population, when out in public, are very fickle and claim very little personal space. And girls are especially fickle, which basically means that they're easily scared or startled. Powerful men are not. Becoming instantly powerful in your daily life is as simple as claiming more territory. MIT researchers have discovered something called expansive poses, which are basically positions of power. One of them involves placing your hands on your hips and flaring your elbows outward when standing. But an expansive pose is really just about claiming more territory, regardless of what you're actually doing. This means creating a bigger space between your legs when you walk, or stretching your arms and legs out when sitting. Researchers found that claiming more territory can boost your testosterone, which is the hormone responsible for feelings of power and male dominance. And according to researchers, striking and holding the power pose, which involves your hands on your hips and flaring your elbows outward, kind of like Superman, and holding this position for 1 minute, you will instantly feel more powerful and confident, and other people will intuitively perceive you as a more powerful, confident person. Tip number 3 is called the power gaze. Now I know this sounds kind of corny, but hear me out. You already know that eye contact plays a major role in how people perceive you. But what you probably didn't know is that there's more than one type of eye contact. In many Hollywood movies, the main characters are usually very powerful, and pretty much all of them have one thing in common, and it's the way that they use eye contact. Most of these guys, after walking into a room, deploy what I like to call the power gaze. And this form of eye contact involves looking around slowly throughout the entire room, almost as if you're sizing up the entire venue. In the same way that your body takes up space, your eye contact does the same. And the more space that you take up with your eye contact, the more powerful you will feel, and the more power people will perceive you to have. Feeling more powerful and confident internally is very beneficial for any guy. And when other people perceive you as a more powerful person as the result of implementing these tips, well, that's just icing on the cake. And if you guys are interested in learning simple tips to become the strongest man that you can be, or if you like the content on this channel, check out my new channel, Stronger Men, which will basically be me talking to you in front of a camera, like Alpha M teaching men's fashion and similar channels. The link to this channel is in the description. And with that said, until next time, thanks for watching.